The Portland Art Museum's transformation is complete. Their remodel added 100,000 square feet of new or upgraded public and gallery space. I've been, it looks amazing, and I know it's silly, but one of my favorite additions are actually the free lockers for all your stuff. Pam Cudd is also screening movies every Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Witzel, which is awesome. I've missed that venue. And starting on Valentine's Day, the David Hockney exhibit is on view, which I'm so excited to see. If you haven't been to the new and improved Pam, go check it out. It's your art museum. Kids 17 and under are always free, and they're open Tuesday through Sunday. Hit up portlandartmuseum.org for more details. That's portlandartmuseum.org.
Diamore Law Group believes personal injury is about public safety, not just a settlement check. Led by veteran trial attorney Tom Diamore, with over 30 years of experience holding negligent drivers, corporations, and unsafe institutions accountable across Oregon. And clients pay nothing unless they win. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured, call 503-222-6333 or visit diamorelaw.com to schedule a free consultation.
Portland has no shortage of award-winning cocktail lounges, dimly lit dive bars, and underground speakeasies. But there's still something extra special about your regular neighborhood bar. They're your community hub, therapist office, and place to meet up with friends or make new ones. They're an essential piece of our city's cultural fabric, and we'll never get tired of talking about them. So today on CityCast Portland, producers John Notarianni and Giulia Fiaoni are joining me to discuss our favorite neighborhood bars and why we keep going back, plus a few recommendations from you, our listeners. It's Tuesday, February 10th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. All right, guys, you might remember that about 3 years ago, we got together and discussed what makes a dive bar. And we really grilled each other. And we're going to link that episode in case you're curious about, our really deep thoughts about dive bars. And I think some excellent picks. This time, we decided we're going to invite our listeners into the conversation, and we're going to discuss neighborhood bars. So we have your voices throughout, read through one of ours, of course, but we're going to discuss what makes a neighborhood bar, because it is distinct, right?
Yeah. So I've got a couple things I think we can all agree on, and one potentially controversial idea. So neighborhood bar, obviously somewhere that is just comfortable. You can get in, you see your neighbors. Decent food, I think, is a part of a neighborhood bar. But I would say, I was thinking about it, a dive bar skews 20-something to a lot older, 60-year-olds hang out in dive bars. I think that neighborhood bars skew 30-something down to kids.
Yeah.
I think a defining characteristic of a neighborhood bar might be that at least for a part of the day, it's kid-friendly.
I think that's what it is. I wouldn't say that for the whole day it's kid-friendly. I think it has to be kid-friendly at a certain point, but I will push back. I do think neighborhood bars are just the neighborhood. In the Venn diagram, it overlaps with a dive bar, but I hear what you're saying.
I think what makes a great neighborhood bar is variety. And I think that comes with the intention to be able to serve all different types of folks in the neighborhood, right? There's this philosophy that there's something for everyone, but not in the dive bar way where it's everyone's welcome, come on in. So you get that weird mix of teenagers and folks that have been there since 1960. It's really just it's a really thoughtful menu. There's a lot of great drinks that kids would enjoy. It's a place that you would feel comfortable bringing your family for dinner.
Oh, I like that.
Things like that I really think are a marker of a good neighborhood bar.
So immediately I think it cannot be that fancy. You have to feel comfortable going there any day of the week, but it has to be presentable. I wouldn't say fancy enough, presentable enough for all the things that you just said, Julia. Can I bring a child there without having to go to therapy 20 years from now with them about it? Can I, that kind of thing. So we had a listener write in about their favorite neighborhood bar, and I think they broke it down. And then I'm just going to jump off of that because I think it's perfect. So At Janafe, this is from Instagram, wrote the lounge at Clyde's and Sonder, but she really honed in on the Clyde's lounge. So she writes, it's the perfect size, which perfect. A neighborhood bar cannot be too large. Always a diverse crowd, a pretty good happy hour, and of course, the music on the weekends, which honestly, I don't want to highlight because it's crowded enough as it is. She wrote, does it have a phenomenal cocktail menu? No. Can you get a stiff gin and tonic for $8? Yes.
Great.
And I got to push back a little bit because I think a good neighborhood bar has good cocktails that you can get. That's the difference between a neighborhood bar and a dive bar, in my opinion.
Sure.
And then she wrote this next little ode to what she does there. She wrote, my favorite somewhat local weeknight, happy hour, $1 oysters, and $10 martini at Kachka Fabrica.
Love it.
Then zip up to Sandy to Clyde's happy hour for a French dip or burger and another martini.
Nice.
God, what a great plan.
And I think that is also a part of it. Neighborhood bars sort of fit into your plans.
Exactly.
I love
Fit
that.
into like other things you have going on
Yeah.
that night.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, we're going to go to a movie. Let's stop here. Because it's not going to be a whole fucking thing,
Yeah.
you know? But I got to push back because she said another martini. And yes, that's right. I think Clyde's makes great martinis. So look, I'm not here to argue with a listener who can't argue back, but I'm just saying, neighborhood bar, decent cocktails.
You know what I think it is? I think Clyde's, because it's so like old Portland, they don't have a fancy cocktail menu of like
That's what
new
it is.
age cocktails,
Yeah.
but they do the classics really well.
Maybe that's what she meant is phenomenal.
Sure.
That's what she meant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm arguing on behalf of the listener now.
Someone needs to. All right. So with that in mind, I need you guys to tell me, what bar do you think is really hitting all the marks of a quintessential neighborhood bar?
I can go first with this one. I have been obsessed with Laverne's in the Woodlawn neighborhood. They're open every day except Mondays from 4 p.m. until late. And this spot is hitting all the marks of a great neighborhood bar, like we just mentioned. It's one of those places where I remembered that you can have kids at bars recently because I was there for one of their Sunday sessions, music events, and there were little kids running around in front of the stage having an absolute ball. They also have really accommodating family-style dining options that are super affordable. You can order a whole chicken with sides and just lay it out on the table and share that with your friends and family. And just like a wide variety of drink options packed in there as well. There are not a lot of bars like it in that area. It's mostly a restaurant, strip. It's not really even much of a main street hub as of right now. It's a little bit sparse. So I think it's coming in, filling a need. And I went and looked in their Google reviews just to see how folks are warming up to it because it's only been around for a few months. And I saw this amazing comment from somebody named Douglas K. And this is what they wrote. I love this place. It makes you feel good just to be in there. A genuine neighborhood hangout, but you don't have to be a neighbor. I'm not, and I go there as often as I can. And I think that's really special when you can reach folks from outside of the neighborhood and pull them in like a neighbor. I just think they're doing an amazing job.
Julia,
Nice.
I've heard you talking about this place. So like not even considering that we were going to be talking about it on the show, I actually went there last night.
Yeah.
And on a Tuesday night, it was pretty packed at like 7
Oh,
o'clock.
yeah.
I did the chicken. It was great. Another thing I want to point out, speaking of NA options, which we'll get to a little bit more later, but they have a Casamara Club on their menu. It almost is like a Amaro spritz in a can.
Oh.
So I had like the Coastal Amaro there, which is just like so good as well.
Yeah. I do love that we were all out last night. Just a fun fact for our listeners.
We were doing research.
I sent a little text to the group chat just to show them one of our advertisements came out on Clinton Theater. I was there to see Ghost Dog and send it to everyone like, oh my God, look at us. We're famous. And then everyone sent me a sweet little picture of where they were that night. And they were all doing something cool.
It's rare.
What about you, John? Like, what is your quintessential neighborhood bar?
The place that came to my mind was the Old Gold on North Killingsworth. Because it is one of those places that can be a little bit of everything. Solid beer list, like good cocktails, incredible whiskey list. Does feel like the sort of place where everyone is welcome. Kids are welcome before 9 o'clock, but it also can get pretty noisy in there. They can play like pretty noisy music. I feel like I remember a couple years ago, every time I went in, they were playing Black MIDI on the stereo. So like, not like soothing dinner hour music necessarily. And their menu is just like totally solid. They got burgers, they got a good Reuben. They also have a few totally respectable salads on their menu.
Yeah, they
like
do.
entree salads. They have this
Yeah.
katsu chicken salad with like fried chicken thighs done up in panko and a sesame dressing. So yeah, I mean, it is sort of one of those places, whoever you bring there, they're going to find what they want.
Nice.
I can
Yeah.
confirm this is a family-friendly spot. I brought my partner's dad there for his birthday, and they still talk about it to this day.
Oh, that's so sweet. That used to
Yeah.
be my neighborhood. And whenever I wanted like a fried chicken sandwich, because they have one there that I liked, I would just go there. And it's so chill. So my offering to This Is a Quintessential Neighborhood Bar is interesting because I don't live in this neighborhood.
Mm.
And it's the Lucky Horseshoe Lounge. It's right next to the Clinton Street Theater. It does everything you want it to do. You can get a quick drink or a bite before you go see a movie, jump somewhere else. It's also just has the vibes. When you walk in, I'm not from that neighborhood. Everyone's talking to each other.
Oh.
It's kind of small. It has great Italian food, which is like, what? It has decent Negronis. The Lucky Horseshoe Lounge is clutch. And what's so great is you would never know. Like, for the longest time, I thought it was just like a pub. Because it's got a pub name, you know?
Yeah.
But, of course, my always quintessential neighborhood bar is always Slim's. But it's also the perfect dive bar. It's the perfect neighborhood bar. It's the perfect bar.
Checks a lot of boxes.
Everybody knows this. So I wasn't going to like, drag this down talking about Slim's once again. But I do want to say, though it doesn't hit all of the requirements because it doesn't have a cocktail list, the Mosaic Tap House really that is a neighborhood bar here in Portland. It holds events, because that's the other thing, like you kind of touched on, Julia, that neighborhood bars holds events. And they have drag bingo. They have like these fun things that kind of just make that neighborhood more exciting.
Yeah. And, Claudia, I'm thinking about something you mentioned at the top about how neighborhood bars can't be that big. And it's funny because I find Mosaic Tap House with the indoor and outdoor space to be like bit more spacious alongside Laverne's, but I think if you can get the neighborhood to fill the space, it doesn't feel big.
No.
And I think that's all it is, right? Is a room that feels warm and full.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Somewhere that I think sort of hits that, which is a pretty big space, but fills up and like has that neighborhood feel, is also Holman's,
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Big space, but still feels like a neighborhood bar.
That's a great point.
All right, well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, more on neighborhood bars. Pivot Property Management is a small local commercial property company in downtown Portland that's deeply invested in the future of downtown Portland. They're focused on building community and long-term relationships with their tenants. They're hands-on, responsive, and actually have their main office downtown. So if you're a business owner, nonprofit, or entrepreneur looking for a space downtown, or a building owner who wants local community-minded management, check out Pivot at pivotportland.com. That's pivotportland.com. Let's make downtown what we want it to be. All right, guys. So what are you ordering at your favorite neighborhood bar?
So I like to think that I'm like a cocktail person, that my go-to order is a cocktail. It just isn't. It has never been that way. I'm still balling on a budget when it comes to going out for drinks. I'm still just getting beer. And this kind of came as a surprise to me when I moved into the Mississippi neighborhood. But my neighborhood bar has become Prost, which is right at the top of the main street of Mississippi in North Portland. And it's a German bar. It has a whole list of very quality German beers. And it's the type of place that they are serving the beer in the glass that it was made to be served in, which for some reason I've grown to really love. It just feels like a special treat in that way.
Sure.
But the thing that I really love about this spot is that it's connected to this whole patio of food cart pods that are killer. So it feels like this like sprawling community space. It's really beyond just the bar. And they have an amazing fire pit patio. So like long summer nights or winter days, it's just like such an awesome spot to go and grab a beer on your way home or whatever. I've just grown to really love it.
Even before I moved to Portland, I was visiting in 2014. And during the World Cup, I actually went to Prost to watch like one of the matches, and it was just the most delightfully, like just enthusiastic crowd of people. I had so much fun at that bar.
Well, Well, John, what about you?
I think I'm sort of on the opposite end of Julia here. I think I still identify very much as like a neighborhood bar beer drinker, but I'm just not like drinking a lot these days. So if I'm being realistic, if I'm going to go to a neighborhood bar and I'm going to have a drink, I'm probably getting a cocktail. And I think that the place that is the quintessential neighborhood cocktail bar, we've talked about it on the show plenty of times, is Wilder.
Hell yeah.
On Northeast 30th,
Yeah.
their cocktail list is just so wonderful. It's short, really spirit forward. They always have like interesting things on their list. Right now, the drink on their list that is sort of catching my eye is the Basso Profundo, which is mezcal, tequila, chinar, which is sort of artichoke distilled, kind of minty, bitter Amaro, sfumato, which also brings some like smokiness, and an Ancho Reyes chile liqueur. They've got great food, super simple menu, and I love it there. But the one thing is that it can get pretty packed in there. So I would give like a super strong honorable mention if you end up at Wilder and can't make it in. Right across the street, Take Two is also an incredible neighborhood bar run by the folks who run Gabbiano's. Great, comfy food, good cocktails, fun events there. So like that corner is just like a powerhouse.
I gotta say, that's what sometimes keeps me away from Wilder is like there's just nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
Well, Claudia, I have good news for you. And this comes from Crib Life, who responded on Instagram, also likes Wilder, said super cozy inside. And upon a recent visit, I learned that they're expanding into the former bakery space next door. So Wilder's about to get bigger. They also said good drinks that aren't too spendy, super tasty and non-fussy food, nice and chill staff, great for all kinds of hangs, first dates, old friends, etc., which I totally agree.
So, okay, we could literally sit here and just talk about Ben Parrish's bar all night. Like, Ben Parrish is the person who started Wilder. He is just like a savant for neighborhood bars because he opened a very popular neighborhood bar in my area as well, which I will get to later. So my go-to drink, it really does depend, but I do think it is also a cocktail, John. And it's really just kind of my favorite thing right now because of what's being offered in one of my neighborhood bars. My go-to order has been oysters and a martini.
Oh,
I will
polish that monocle, Claudia.
I know, I will.
Whoa.
Yeah, gosh. I will not be defending that. That is all I'm going to say about that.
Just so you know, I'm immediately jealous that that's your go-to order.
Because it can be. That's what's crazy. It's so
I
affordable.
understand.
It is so ridiculously affordable. So Wilder is the older sister of the Garrison, which is the little brother that lives in St. John's. And very recently, they opened a food portion. Again, bookmark that. We're going to move on. I wanted to also throw in that a listener wrote in and said his favorite neighborhood bar was Jerry's Tavern. But his pick for like, this is my go-to order is so good. He wrote, gotta get a bucket of High Life, cheese curds, wings, and a vengeful shot of Malort.
Yeah. Doesn't Jerry's Tavern also have like killer chicken wings? Isn't
Yes.
that, isn't
Yeah,
that their
I think that's
thing?
what they're known for.
It's a great bar, very divey, but it does also feel like a neighborhood bar. It's one of those spots that is really doing both.
Nice. Like Slim's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great comparison.
At Josh Dollar or Dollar, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, and I apologize. Thank you for your submission. It put a picture in my head. All right. So I know a lot of listeners, like John, might have just done dry January and are thinking of sticking with it. So I'm curious, do either of you know of any neighborhood bars with good options for people like John? And I keep bringing up John because I'm just like, now I got to think about that. You know, you're like my new vegan friend.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that Portland is doing pretty good with NA options. But the place that I want to shout out is Dream House. Killer neighborhood bar. It's where Beach Street Parlor used to be for the old timers. It's on Northeast Beach. They've regularly got DJs and like live music, and Church of Film happens there. Great food menu, and they have like a decent amount of the regular NA options. They got athletic brewing. They often have like an NA cocktail on special. You can get an actual pot of tea there, which is really nice. But I think the real killer app there is that they serve the Pathfinder NA Negroni. So for people who aren't in the know, Pathfinder is this company that does sort of like NA spirits, and they have this bottled Negroni that is so freaking good. So like you will get a cocktail. You won't even be thinking that you're not having alcohol because it is just like that delicious and has a little bit of a punch to it too.
It sounds awesome.
What about you, Julia?
So this question made me go back in time to my old neighborhood bar in my old neighborhood. This would be Dear Sandy. I know listeners of the show have probably heard me mention this place about 1,000,000 times. It's in the Kearns neighborhood. They're open 8 a.m. to midnight every day. And they have very thoughtful NA cocktails. The last time I had one, they made a drink with persimmon juice, which, like, when do you ever see persimmon on a menu? But the owner, Kate, is also just a master at turning any alcoholic drink into a proper NA drink. And I know that she trains her bartenders in that way. But the other extra special thing about it is that they serve espresso drinks all day from 8 a.m. to midnight. So you have that option too. If you're more of a coffee person, they have a tea menu. But the thing that I love to see when we ask this question to our listeners is that Dear Sandy was a very, very popular pick for folks' favorite neighborhood bar. There were a ton of people that wrote in.
I would say if we had a listener pick section, it would be Dear
the People's
Sandy.
Choice.
Yes, I know.
It was literally just christened the neighborhood bar, like every other answer. And we can't read them all, but Julia, you should definitely choose your faves.
Yes, and I do have a couple I want to share. So this one's from Bree M, and it's a list of 3 things why they love Dear Sandy. It's number 1, the cocktails are always fun and regularly rotate. 2, I love the vibe, the energy, and the style of the shop is so fun. Their bathrooms are fun too.
Nice.
And 3, the staff is so amazing. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, and I love how actively involved they are in the community, which I love hearing that. And then this one's from Brianna R. The owners are incredibly kind, caring people. The drinks and coffee are some of the best, and the inside is beautiful. They are also great community members, which is just, it's so true. It really fills that part of Sandy with a lot of just like amazing community energy. I will always love Dear Sandy, so I was so happy to read these.
Yeah, I mean, when I read all of those submissions, and there were a lot, shout out to everyone who wrote in about Dear Sandy, I thought of you, Julie, because you won't shut up about Dear Sandy. And so I was like, I guess she's right.
I was on to something.
I've never been to Dear Sandy, and I think part of it is like I associate it so much with you, Julia. I feel like it would feel like walking into your house uninvited. I'm like, I'm not just going to show up at Julia's house. That would be
You gotta go.
But you moved out of the neighborhood, so it's fair game now.
Now it's time.
Yeah, I love that we've all discussed this as like our personal respect for each other. Like how I wouldn't go to the Lombard house without texting you, John. Because I was like, well, I don't. Same thing. I'm like, he could have his pants off. I don't know what's happening.
At the bar.
Well, I actually don't have a suggestion for an NA friendly bar because I live in St. John's. And so
good luck.
Good luck is what I'm saying.
Speaking of St. John's, I will shout out Lombard House. Brian, who owns it, has been good at stocking some NA options for people. So
awesome.
Yeah. And also a perfect neighborhood bar. But since it doesn't have cocktails, I wasn't going to go too hard. But know that in the sense of creating community and it being a place where people like John might feel comfortable taking their pants off, it is definitely Lombard House.
For the record, I have never taken my pants off at the Lombard House.
Is that the standard for comfort in neighborhood bars now?
I don't know. I guess I'll have to confirm with Brian. I don't know. All right. So which neighborhood bars have the best food options? And I want to know what you order.
Okay. So my pick would be Tulip Shop Tavern on North Killingsworth. They're open from noon until late every day. And folks know them for their smash burgers of all kinds. And this spot it's busy, right? You should expect to spend at least an hour there if you order food. It takes a minute, which is honestly kind of nice. Like just, slow down. But my sleeper menu pick, and this is something that I crave like at least once a month, is their fried chicken thigh on top of a whole bed of local green salad. I get it with ranch. The ranch tastes homemade, but the chicken is freaking awesome. It's so tasty, so flavorful. It's like one of my favorite things to order at a bar nowadays. And it's one of those like menu items that you leave feeling good, like you feel nourished. It's not heavy at all. in the stomach, but that would be my go-to right now.
Where is it not heavy? In the stomach?
You know what I mean? That like heavy like bar gut feeling when you
It's
leave. You're
not
like,
heavy in
I
the
just
stomach.
ate
Like-
a bunch of tater tots. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm 90 right now.
I know.
But it is like, it's a hot tip, y'all.
Julia, you are much more virtuous than me. I am also a devotee of their fried chicken, but like
Okay.
I have never not gotten the fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
which is freaking delicious. Yeah.
It's tempting to get the sandwich, but the quality of their greens, like, first of all, like, you can tell they just got it from a local farm. It's multicolored and so fresh and crispy. Like, it's tempting in a different way.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. What about you, John?
I'm going to pick the side-eye, which I went to their website just to double check their menu. First thing you see on the website, it says a neighborhood bar.
Yep.
So they are not fucking around. The team who runs it, they have a ton of experience. They've worked in a lot of higher end restaurants and bars, but they were like, no, I want to make a neighborhood spot. That was like the entire genesis of this bar. And speaking of somewhere that like fits into your plans, it is like the easiest 1-2 punch, catch a movie at Cinema 21, get food there before or after. And their food is killer. A few things that like I crave from there all the time. They have these Cajun chickpea tots with tzatziki that
Cajun
are freaking amazing.
chickpea?
They have a green bean salad that is like probably one of my favorite salads in the city. It is so lovely.
Damn.
They have
Julie's
on the
getting her freaking life rocked.
I am.
They have on the menu girl dinner, which is olives, shrimp cocktail, waffle fries, and a side-eye martini for $29. Which
It's my favorite.
that sounds nice. And
Girl
these are
dinner.
fighting words. I think they might have the best smash burger in the city. Their Royale
Oh.
is so fucking good. They get that like beautiful sort of like crispy lattice of beef from like the smashing in the heat. Oh, it is so good. And for NA drinkers, they do have a sort of seasonal agua fresca that they do that is also consistently very good. So yeah, I can't say enough nice things about the side-eye.
I think you can't because someone wrote in about it.
And Veil of Luminosity on Instagram agrees with me, saying side-eye, one of my favorite rituals is seeing a movie at Cinema 21, popping over to the side-eye for decompression drink and a snack. I'll sit with my friends and talk about the film, what it stirred up in us, and then we drift into philosophical banter and dreaming. The food and drinks are genuinely so good, the music feels chosen with care, and the space holds you without asking for anything back. And they continue to go on rhapsodizing about the space. Yes, side-eye, 100%. Love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
For me, the bar right now that is making some of the best food in town, I gotta say, is the Garrison La Bistro Union. And for those of you who listened to our February guide, I've already talked about it. You know what I'm going to lay down right now. So Ben Parrish, who owns Wilder and the Garrison, decided to take over the Pastificio d'Oro spot. It's now like a little kitchen. You order at the Garrison. The food comes to you, which is why now my favorite order is a half dozen oysters and a freaking martini because they make the best cocktails. For the price point, you can still get classics there for $10. I was in Southeast Portland. They're trying to sell me a martini for $16. Get out of here with that shit. This is why I don't leave St. John's. I know what's in a martini. It's 2 things and some olives. Don't look at my face and ask for $16. Anyhow, the Garrison. The Garrison La Bistro, perfect food. And they would have been like, hey, this is the quintessential bar, but they literally just started doing this. And I feel like people are just getting into it because the Garrison always felt like my little secret. Like it's packed when restaurants are open, but by itself, it's never really like jam-packed, you know? And now it's getting there and I'm like, soon this will be the spot and I will have to fight for my oysters, which I already did. They ran out one day and I was like, already? It's happening?
Oh, no.
But you know what? Good for them.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, final question. All right, guys. Last time we talked about dive bars, I asked you where you would get married. If you had to, which dive bar? And John, well, actually, if you're going to listen to that show, I'm not going to spoil it. But there were some pretty good answers
We'll link it
and
in
some
the
pretty
show
good
notes.
reasons.
Yeah, that's one that we got to bring back.
So now I'm going to ask, which one would you get divorced at? I'm just joking.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking. That's not the question. John, I'm like, where would you argue about visitation rights, John?
The
Would it
Slammer
still
Tavern.
be? No, the real question here is, if you had the power of Bar God and you were able to bring back any bar that was closed, any neighborhood bar that you loved, which one would it be?
I mean, that's an easy jump for me. Number one most missed bar is Liberty Glass
Oh, hell yeah.
at the bottom of Mississippi. That place was so freaking delightful. It was one of those little house bars. So the bar was like tiny in the living room. Then there's more seating upstairs. Super small menu. Every time you went in there, you immediately felt community. Like, I've never been to a bar where I got into more conversations with strangers than I did at Liberty Glass. And they had like special nights. I feel like they did like a spaghetti night. It was the closest that you would ever get to like just having a drink at someone's house in the best possible way.
Quite literally, though.
Yeah,
because
it was in a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julia, I can tweak the question because I know you're a newcomer and you're also 20 years old. So you have not experienced loss like John and I have.
I'm not even legally allowed to drink yet.
But do you have one?
You know, I have my own take on this question, and I think this just speaks to how attached people can get to their neighborhood spot. So one of my neighborhood bars in my old neighborhood was Katie O'Brien's on Sandy Boulevard. And I drove past there recently and they changed their sign outside.
I was going to say.
And it broke my heart. And not to say that they shouldn't make whatever changes they want to make to pull in more business, but there's something so special about the way things are at your neighborhood bar that you almost feel like they need to consult you first before they make those changes.
Oh no, I'm looking at the new sign. It looks like a hair salon.
I know. But this is all to say, it's an amazing bar.
It's great.
They have such an awesome food menu. They're open all the time. It's so reliable. Nothing's changed on the inside. The people there are fabulous. So still go, even if the sign upsets you. But yeah, that's my take on your question, Claudia.
Oh my God.
That is a loss. Yeah.
For me personally, it is.
Julie, can I tell you that I knew it was going to be that?
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
Because I heard through Reddit, by the way, and just the internet, people are up in arms about that sign change. And then I thought, oh man, this is Julia's first loss of a neighborhood bar. Even though it still exists, I know that you're just like, no.
I kid you not, I drove by and I was like jaw to the floor. Like, what happened? I need to make sure they're okay. Like, this is, but yeah.
But Katie O'Brien's amazing neighborhood bar, still worth the visit.
Absolutely.
People are just salty about the sign. I'm sure if you've never been and you go, it's not even going to catch your eye. It's just
yeah, you won't even notice.
Yeah. Well, my RIP, I would bring back zombie bar from the dead is Tiga. So it was opened by two sisters, amazing women. And one of them went on to open up Beach Street Parlor.
Oh.
So that was a version. It was like a more slightly polished version. Tiga was such a time and place for me and my friends. We used to call it the clubhouse. We would literally go see you at the clubhouse.
That's so
and
cute.
it was because it had the price point. You could go there every night and not go broke, that kind of price point. And it was also, it made you feel fancy because they really zhuzhed it up for you.
Yeah.
And they were always like, I know you always drink this, but can I make you a Manhattan? Will you try it? They were in it for the love of the game. Let's put it that way.
That's so cute.
And I swear everyone I know has DJ'd at Tiga once. And they would give you the most generous tab. You would DJ and they're like $75, And to us at that time, when we were also 20, Julia, that was a we were just like, we could live here all day. This is it. $75.
That's so sweet. What neighborhood was it in? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was on 15th and Prescott. I don't know what's there now. Okay. It was this cute little corner. There was a lot of stuff there. But they, unfortunately, the same old Portland story, the landlord raised the rent. You're popular? Can you pay triple? And they're like, no, lady.
That's crazy.
Man, I don't know. No, man.
I just found this article from Willamette Week. In 2014, A Farewell to Tiga. And listen to how they're talking about the neighborhood is changing in 2014.
Oh my God.
While Tiga never really changed, its neighborhood did. It currently has precisely none of the same neighbors it had even 5 years ago. On the night Tiga pours its last drink, Beacon Sound record store and music label will already be celebrating its grand opening party on North Mississippi Avenue. that is now gone. Revival Drum Shop has already moved to Southeast Ankeny Street. And Podnas, well, they moved on up in the world quite some time ago.
Well, I need you to know, John, that at Crib Life, who wrote in a few submissions, also basically wanted to shout out Tiga and Liberty Glass. So thank you to at Crib Life from Instagram for giving me the idea for this last question and making us all sad.
Crib Life, we see your elder millennial energy.
And we will match it. But yeah, not to end on a bummer, but I just want people to this melancholy that you might secondhand be feeling. This could be you if you do not support your neighborhood bar. It is February. It is not a good time.
We're ending on a threat.
I'm like, you get your butt out. I don't care if you don't drink. You order a Diet Coke and some fries. You hear me? No.
Get a Casamara Club. Get an Athletic IPA.
There we go.
Get an Agua Fresca. There's options out there for all of us.
Yeah, because when you want the place there for you and it's not there, it is the most painful feeling. Yeah. So just a reminder that we got to support the places we love. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, talking about neighborhood bars. Again, if you want to hear our discussion about the best dive bars, click into the show notes. I'm telling you, I think it's our first chatcast.
Yeah.
It's an old one.
And it was before we were a little polished. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to everybody who wrote in with ideas. We heard from so many of you. We're only scratching the surface of all of your comments, but we definitely read and enjoyed reading through all of them. So thank you.
Yeah, let me just real quick. Donnie Vegas, Bartini, Lowbrow, Sarah Veza, Bellwether, Rum Club, Clinton Street Pub, Paymaster Lounge, Reelaman, so many Dear Sandys. So yeah, thank you to everyone who wrote in. We appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.